I also don't know if I just had my mic muted, but yeah. I have the hiccups. I'll fight you with this chair. Come on, bitch. Come on. Oh. Oops, well, I just realized that my mic was unplugged. Oh. Didn't hear it all. I need help, man. I don't know where these chemicals are. So I need to combine 4 chemicals that can create a powerful acid. Maybe go to the laboratory then? Also, there's nothing down here. Yeah, I apologize for the hiccups. I've had them for about a day. My chest hurts so much. It won't go away. I tried holding my breath, drinking water. And, yeah. They seem very persistent. What do I hear? A snake. With you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. When I find myself doing terrible things, I take comfort in you. As long as I am able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. I wait for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and safe return. So isn't this like a chemical thing that I need to pick up? I thought it was, oh well, never mind. Hello, anybody down there?
Getting closer somehow.
What? Okay. Shit the fuck, oh my god. Get the fuck out of me. Holy Jesus. Shit the fuck. Okay. Oh man, Jesus. Man, not gonna lie, that did actually scare me like a lot. Old archives. I don't think I've checked the old archives yet, but I don't know. So what's this? Oh, okay, that's what I need to get rid of, I believe. Okay, what about up here? Can't open that. Okay. Fuck. You hit me. So there's definitely 3 things in the cellar, but I'm not really sure like, where about. hiccups are like really bad. I don't know why. There's nothing behind the barrels. Like a hidden passage way, maybe? What the fuck? I actually have no idea, like, what it could be. I don't know if you can break the barrels or not. Like to see if the components are in the barrel. Actually, I think that's where I got the chemistry part from, I believe. I don't know. It's been a while since I played this game, to be honest. Who did that? I actually don't know if there's anything up here or not. Mate, what the? Oh, well, yeah, that's better, I guess. God damn it. I'ma just search it up where this fucking shit is, because I have no idea. Oh. The probably went in this room. Oh, they were here. Where? Almost found it.
What was that?
Well, that's so good. Yes. Okay. No. There's apparently a chemical in this room right here. And it's supposed to be right there. What? Yeah, the chemical's supposed to be here. Okay, so there is a secret door somewhere. Well, right behind here is somewhere I can go. Wow, this is like really difficult because the chemicals aren't there. Okay, so there's apparently one this room. It's supposed to be here, but it's not. Oh wait. Can I like I don't get it. What? My brain is hurting. Hey, what up, Mippy? How you doing? Okay. But maybe I've got all the chemicals and I didn't realize it. And see what we got. Ooh. Oops. Huh? Oh, now I think I need the chemicals. Okay. I can't. Ba ba da ba 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 da ba. Ooh, lag. Supposed to be somewhere. paper one, not there. What? See, this is oddly suspicious how it looks like it stops right here. I don't know, man, this is so weird. Go back to the laboratory, see if there's anything there. Don't know why I said ow for, but okay. Maybe if I check like the archives and the old archives, maybe something there, but I don't know. Wait, purple, red, green. Can I believe I've broken it? Okay, let's go take this. Okay, I found it. and stuff. Wait, I've got them all. Right here. Oh my god. You kidding? Whoa! How long have I been walking around trying to find them and they've been in my inventory the whole time? I'm such an idiot, man. Come on. That's just sad. Okay, there's one. Two. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick, guys, before I can like continue on. But yes, hold on. Okay, now that we've done the chemicals, I am back. Now that we've done the chemicals, we can go ahead and you need to turn on the burner first. Oh. Okay, so now that we've got the pot of acid, we can clear the way. Hold on, let me just tell my friend that I'm streaming real quick on this, because she loves it when I get scared for some reason. Here we go. Wait, what happened to all this? Wait, what? Oh wait, I think I can maybe fit through this. Maybe not. How? Oh wait, maybe it's that? No. How do I get out now? Can you use objects to get to hard places? Oh! Billy. Oh my. Okay, so we're gonna have to maybe pour the acid either on this one or the other one. Okay, let's see. Okay, so that works.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
This level was first called Distillery, and if you check the data file it's still named as such. Now for some reason I told Mickey, a writer, that it was called Refinery, and the voiceover was recorded with the wrong name. Since it's easier to change a name than a piece of voice data, we had to rename it. I'm glad I said Refinery though, and not King's Hall or Grandma's Vegetable Patch. That would not have been as fitting.
Grandma's vegetable patch, that's amazing. Okay, let's carry on. Hello? outside, you know. For now. There's multiple rooms.
What is this place?
What's this?
Of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
I don't know.
In the box, yes. Mate, this game is so creepy. It's more creepy than Soma. Ah!
The end puzzle with the crank and pulley contraption was a tricky puzzle, not to create or on a technical level, but purely on a noticeable level. We added stuff to the puzzle perhaps 4 or 5 times because after each test session we kept having testers that did not see the piece of wood that you are to break to complete the puzzle. Originally you could only break it, so we added the option to pull it out as well. Then we added a faint light.
What?
The end puzzle with the crank and pulley contraption was a tricky puzzle, not to create or on a technical level, but purely on a noticeable level. We added stuff to the puzzle perhaps 4 or 5 times because after each test session we kept having testers that did not see the piece of wood that you are to break to complete the puzzle. Originally you could only break it, so we added the option to pull it out as well. Then we added a faint light to draw the attention to it, and also tweaked the description of the crank. After that we added so that when you pull the crank there is a bit of dust falling from the piece of wood, and we also did a slight change in the angle of the piece of wood and changed the color and the texture, all to make it as notable as possible. So the question is, did you notice the piece of wood?
Wait, what? Okay, so I guess that needs to be opened. Just by the look of it. That was hell. Got it. Pardon me.
June 1839. I feel the need to continue this journal, even though it was intended for my journey to Africa. This must be something very important. I just know it. I've taken it upon myself to piece the orb back together, but it's been more difficult than one might think. The pieces are behaving strangely. They seem to change color, shape, and texture, but ever so slightly. Yesterday, I took careful measurements and notated any significant markings. Today, I confirmed my suspicions. They were changing. I was terrified and rushed off to see the finest geologist in London, Sir William Smith. I approached the subject with care, and we discussed how rocks change form. He told me about the nature of glass, how it eventually collapses on itself, like ice slowly melting over the course of centuries. Smith eased my mind a bit, but I can't escape the feeling that these shards have otherworldly properties.
What's going on? Fuck. Every time, man, it always gets me. So what will... Wait, that piece of wood. I missed it. Where is it? I mean, I can't really see it up there. This is gonna be really... Yeah, this is gonna be a game I'll probably quit like so many times. Yeah. Just for the fact that I hate horror games, especially this one. This horror game I hate particularly. I don't know why. Why is this piece of wood? What? Two tinderboxes, nice. So the wood must be in here. Or in that one. What is this piece of wood? I mean, the hiccups are on, that's good. We'll come back though, and they will back as well. I actually have no idea. I actually have no idea where this wood is. Then we're gonna check something real quick. What? No. Never mind.
There's nothing left. Everything's gone.
Oh, poor you. Why sound like there's a dog being kicked? might need some oil or some kind of liquid that'll loosen it up a little bit. I had to see if it'll work by dropping a barrel on the left one. So it'll go there. But it's low, goddammit. What do I do? Yeah, I got one left. Now I don't know what to do. Wait, hold on. See about that like wood thing.
The end puzzle with the crank and pulley contraption was a tricky puzzle, not to create or on a technical level, but purely on a noticeable level. We added stuff to the puzzle perhaps 4 or 5 times because after each test session we kept having testers that did not see the piece of wood that you are to break to complete the puzzle. Originally you could only break it, so we added the option to pull it out as well. Then we added a faint light to draw the attention to it, and also tweaked the description of the crank. After that we added so that when you pull the crank there is a bit of dust falling from the piece of wood, and we also did a slight change in the angle of the piece of wood and changed the color and the texture, all to make it as notable as possible. So the question is, did you notice the piece of wood?
No, I did not. Okay, let's see. I've kept every room for that wood. I can't find it. Wait, there's something blocking put the microwave. There's something blocking this. Something is clogging the crank and pulley oh, the contraption, okay. Oh. Boom. Yay. I did it, boy. Sell it off there, dude.
Hello, I'm Armia, the composer from Amnesia, The Dark Descent. You may have heard my music before if you played the Penumbra game series, and I did a couple of tracks for Penumbra Tech Demo too. So this is my 5th project with Frictional Games, and I'm happy to be a part of the team.
Parkour.
The Guardian monster has its own musical theme,
Yes.
which you can hear in many situations in the game, even if the Guardian is not physically present. Actually, it's more like a noise sound than a certain melody, and I played it with my bassoon. The theme has many forms, and this one is almost a direct sound coming from the instrument.
Okay. No, mate.
And this noise, which sounds like screaming, is a highly modified version of it.
Okay, I got an idea. Come over here, that's it, that's it. Come over here, come over here. No! I guess he doesn't want to leave though. Oh, make this shit.
First, a creature in the water, affectionately called Lurky here at Frictional Games, did not have a sense of sound. Later on we wanted to add it though, so the player could lure it away by throwing stuff in the water. When I added this sound you make when you land and it goes there to investigate. This was very fun emergent behavior, and I think it made him even more menacing. I also want to add that Lurker was kind of inspired by my favorite movie as a child, Tremors. I guess this early obsession might also explain some creatures in our older games.
Broken my phone. My cat jumped on my bed and knocked my phone off him. Oh, okay, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so I'll probably have to find like he's all over there. Hell yeah. He's on his way. There he is. Hey, what up? Yeah, I may have to turn up the sound, or turn down the sound. How do I do that? Can I not tune down the sound? I don't think I can. I don't think I can turn up my mic volume either. Oh, right here. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm gonna sort this out, maybe. Okay. Okay. How is that? I don't know. Okay, so it's a little better, but speed run to it. Wait, what? Please tell me it's not a time thing, that I have to actually speed run to it. Cause I said that's gonna be annoying. I'm not gonna lie. It is. No, you ass. Yo, this section is gonna be quite difficult because there's nowhere else for me to jump. What? What? Okay, so apparently, dead can act as a dead flesh can act as a distraction. What? Get this destruction from what? Do I just... I'm gonna try it, guys. I'm gonna try it. Cool. Damn it. Yeah. Here we go. Are you serious? What? I think I broke it. If the logo isn't in the thing anymore. So, fair enough, I'll take it. I won't, I lied. What's this? Hollow needle. What is this used for? A strong... Huh? So let me take this. It's locked with a simple lock. Do I use a needle? Aha! Smart! It's a shame I'm not smart. I can pick my way around the puzzle. I'm at least that smart.
I am Tapio, and I made monster sounds and vision sounds for this game.
Was that
Yeah,
going
I
through
just
one
love this
headset?
monster.
Or one
I
side?
think it was pretty fun to make because there was underwater sounds as well as sounds from the above. I think I wanted it to sound like a very big monster, but still very fast. And I thought that voice itself needed to be high-pitched screaming because water is splashing around and messing other sounds. Actually, a great example is the attack sound where there is big water splash as it jumps from the water. At the same time, you can hear a short scream sound which is made from the cat sounds. I think it works great. I think other great sound is when it's just eating in the level. You can hear it eating meat and hear the bones crashing under the water. I made the eating sounds by walking in the water and breaking dry wooden sticks. The sound itself didn't need much processing or editing because it sounded almost like you hear now. Well, this is Water Monster, so I recorded lots of water sounds. For example, bubble sounds are made with a watering can, which is sunk in the water. And when it's chasing the player, its movement is made by a big rock, which I just threw in the lake. It feels like it's running after you or hitting its big hands on the water. I think there is lots of power in this monster.
This level is the high point of the lurker build. I'm sure it's supposed to be a sort of roller coaster ride, and it's designed to be easy enough to be completed on the first try. Yet, it should also be stressful. Many of the things in the level that seems like you barely make it are just scripted to be there. But it's nothing to notice because they're blended into the
Hey, I got an escape artist trophy. My second trophy, I believe that is. Yeah, second. Third. There's my third. Yep. Nope. The left one thinks we're getting interesting in Amnesia. Oh, this looks nice.
This is the second hub level of the game, and is supposed to give some contrast to this stressful lurker encounter. We think building up contrast like this is extremely important for the horror mood. Only by seeing a bright level can you appreciate the dark one, and so on. If you do not do this, the player will get used to the stuff and the effect will lessen greatly.
Wow, they know their shit, man. Okay, let's see where this goes. So this goes to the storage. So this is basically like the very start when you first set up, like apart from the very start is all in ruins and stuff. Guest room.
In the original pitch, Herbert was a fairly important character, but it didn't really reflect in the games, so we tried a few different things to incorporate him, but it never really made any sense. Herbert was important to Daniel's background, but in the end he didn't have any impact on the story happening right now, that is, the conflict between Daniel and Alexander. So most of his things was cut during the last stage of production.
Okay. We have to study.
You have an ascending room. Would it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
When I first started working on the elevator,
That's me.
I had detailed concept art as base for my work. This is both a blessing and a curse. Concept art saves a lot of time for us artists, as we just have to copy what we see in the picture, but it also takes away some fun parts of our work, as we don't have to design anything ourselves. In this case, the concept art was very detailed and there wasn't much to change. However, I noticed that the roof part on the concept was dark and dull. That's where I could add details of my own. I added the patterns to fill out the empty space. I wanted them to fit with the eastern feel of the elevator and took inspiration from Arabic windows. In the end, it's not a very big addition, but it adds to the overall impression of the elevator as something exotic that doesn't really fit in with the blue-grey stones of Brandenburg.
Machine room. And obviously the elevator. Obviously that's where we gotta go next. But I won't go there just yet because I want to check all the other rooms. I'll leave the machinery room till last just because it's closest to the elevator. So I'll go to the storage room, then the guest room, and then the study, and then the machinery room.
Again, there's a lot of elements here working together. Not only does the player enter... Again, there's a lot of elements here working together. Not only does the player enter the darkest level yet, they'll also come up against a dark part of Daniel's memories. We've tried to have all aspects of the level work towards this goal. Hopefully it creates an oppressive and disturbing feel to it.
I know. I just left one. Oh, what is this useful? Oh, it's not above, never mind. Yeah, let's have to go down further. What?
Please, let me go. I won't tell anyone, I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Huh? I can hear the girl. Looks like going down is my only option, to be honest. Give me some tinder boxes. Yes, one. 2, 3. Let's go. Oh shit. Guy was like right there, man. I have a slight headache. Okay, let's start this. Get our sanity back a little bit. There we go.
I have to get out of here.
Is this my self-conscious or my whatever it is speaking to me? So that not. Can you drag? Oh, I need to find all the boxes. Pardon me. Okay, so if I can put this on into a house. I have one wheel thing, so I have 4. That's great. Ooh, drop bot. Okay, I should now be able. Boom. A small carpenter drill. What do I do? Maybe this thing over here? Okay, so I need to. Do I get a bucket or maybe a barrel, cup? Partially filled pot. Where does this go? So it's filled with one of the 2 ingredients for creating an explosive mixture. Okay, so I need to make a bomb. I'm guessing. Start this up. Let's put this. Okay. I have prepared the explosives you need for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. I was about to say handheld. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is to mix the liquids and you are ready to go. So I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. Okay. I can hear that girl that's singing. I don't know whereabouts she is though. Aha, 2 large vats from the woman maybe. I think I've checked every room in here. And I've just got to go down the other way. Alright, be careful because this is where the other guy went. Came down. I would have guessed that, to be honest. I said keypad. Okay, well, I guess I can't go that way. And that won't budge. So, I guess I need to find the explosives then, maybe? Why can I hear like scratching? Uh-huh. Okay, let's see. I'm finding so much stuff. This is great. Now, all I need to find is the next part to the farm, I guess. Uh-huh. Got it. Explosive. No. I'm safely out of the blast area. Now what? What do I do? Not set off the explosion before you are safely out of the blast area. Oh shit. So I guess I just had to drop a barrel on it.
At first, the hunted girl sequence was just another scare. But as the story took shape, it just became a great plot point, which was this is when Daniel snapped. He does all these weird and evil things, but he tells himself the ends justify the means. But when he finally kills the girl, he just can't make up excuses anymore, so he goes mad, and as a final attempt of saving himself, he drinks the amnesia potion. Of course, the player won't realize this as he encounters this first sequence, but it becomes clear when he finds the last diary pages explaining the situation, making it all come full circle.
So I'm a murderer.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
The hell was that noise?
Oh God, no! Please! I'm begging you!
Oh damn. Oh shit. Go. Go. Down. Okay. Shit.
Is anyone there?
I'm not saying that scared me. but I almost had a heart attack. Full phase amplitude rod. If a full set of 3 rods is unavailable, there is 1 rod in the inner study room which might work in case the elevator breaks down again. Unless it is absolutely necessary, always use the spare rods in the stories before using a mended one. Okay. Oh shit. No! Bro, this game is so I hate this game. Yeah, I think I'm good. Legit, my hands are shaking. But this is probably the scariest game I've played. I mean, yeah, some of you guys are like, alright, this game isn't scary. For me, it is. I don't play horror games, so. May I help you, sir? Oh, wait. That leads up to... Ba 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 ba. I've got to make it through this road. Why can't I see? I can't see. You suck ass, bitch. God damn it. You know what? Touch my ass. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Yeah, touch it again. Touch it again. Thank you. Fuck. Open the door. Oh shit, man. Tell me there's a candle in here, please. Oh, I finally made it out of there after dying like 4 times. Maybe 5 times.
Don't forget your bag, Daniel.
I won't, Herbert.
There is no shame in using a parasol in the desert. As it happens, it's imperative to your survival.
But it looks ridiculous.
The shade will hurt much less than dying, I assure you.
Oh, mate. Okay, let's check the guess. I guess you can't be that bad since it would probably just be like a room or something.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Yeah, I got a feeling that girl would be in the room that I couldn't open. There we go.
July 2nd, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
Well, unlucky for Herbert. Okay, so my health is on full now. I wonder, can you actually put the doors back in there? No way. Oh. I may or may not have broken that. Ah, whatever.
If you listen to the music tracks more carefully, you may find that characters have their own musical themes, which can usually be heard when you read papers during the game. These themes appears in many variations, so it's not always so easy to recognize them immediately. And in the end of the game, some of these themes will go quite insane. Oh, and that's Daniel's theme, which you can hear in the game's menu screen. Let me play it to you with piano.
Need that piano playing skills, dude. Hello.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of
I just realised my
transpired
mic was
events.
all the way at the
I
back of my
skimmed
head.
the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened.
Probably why I was so
May
quiet.
17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
These things, they're boxes.
When we create props, we usually have concept pictures or reference images to look at. When we create props, we usually have concept pictures or reference images to look
Daniel
at.
is a pretty complicated character to write for, as we didn't want the player to feel that they were losing control by having feelings imposed on them. After the amnesia kicks in, everything which is Daniel is essentially gone. The player is the new Daniel, and he should be able to act the way he pleases, and even reject his own background as he discovers it. That is why everything concerning Daniel is flashbacks. Even the diary entries are read as what is being told is happening right now. That is, it is the old Daniel telling the story, and not the player reading it.
Okay.
Oh, thank God, there it is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
Well, what's that? Oh, the key. Oh, the machine room key, okay. Well, I guess I'll check on my phone while this guy disappears. Is he gone? That was like too close, man, too close. Yeah. Oh, so close right there.
4th of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
Oh, where is it?
This shouldn't be.
What?
In this room, everything is connected to destruction and home. This was Daniel's home as Alexander's guest, and the diary entries are about Daniel being home in London and things falling apart. These sort of connections are not something that you want the player to get. Rather, it should end up in the subconscious and work toward building the mood. Also worth noting is this focus.
First study. Tidy a little bit. Just talking nice and move around. I can in here. Don't look like it.
This map was one of the most fun to make because of the rooms have more objects than we usually add in a level. I think the first two rooms was pretty good, just because of this. But we can't add this many objects in every room in the game, because that would, first of all, be very demanding on your PC's performance, and a lot of our players doesn't have gaming rigs. Secondly, it wouldn't make sense if every room or corridor was a storage. We also try very hard to vary the levels and rooms as much as we can do. This level was also the first time in the game the player had any contact with outside. So for this part I had to make a couple of different wall pieces, a pine tree and a breakable version of the window. And I can talk a little bit more about the breakable window here. When creating breakable objects like this, we have to first of all break the model by splitting parts up and creating pieces. Like on this window, it has a lot of wood parts that are loose after it breaks. Those parts are remodeled into broken versions, and in the broken version of the window, they're actually hanging in the air at the same place they were when the window was whole. After modeling those and exporting the model into collided format, which our engine handles, I use our in-house model editor to set each wood part up with a body for collision, and I also add weight for it to behave realistically. I also add material type, in this case wood, and that is so that wood sound is played when the beats hit something. You can also set up more advanced stuff like how it will behave in water, how fast it can travel, and how fast the speed will decay, but also a lot of other settings as well. But when the broken version is done, I also set up a special entity of the
The ship subtitles is on, it's just okay.
original window, where I set it to break at a certain force, and when that happens another entity will load, and this one will disappear. And in this case, we load the broken version of the window. We also set it up so a particle system with glass shards is going to be played as well as a break sound. And as soon as you break that window, and all that is happening, and since you probably threw something at the window, the force of that object will make the wood pieces fly, not fall straight to the ground as they would otherwise. That is pretty much how we do it with most breakable entities. But of course, creating a particle system and sounds for this is needed too. And in this
Ooh,
level,
so
you can also
close.
see a lot of props that I made earlier. before we started making maps. This is objects like shelves, tables, chairs, paintings, etc. But of course I didn't make all the objects in this level.
January 9th. January 9th. Further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue the books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain, since no research has been made in my particular interest, and I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly, humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they will prove less of a hassle to acquire. Awesome. I told you my hiccups will return. Oh, a little bit more parkour, huh?
It's cold. It's so cold.
There you go. Little memory thing. When will it be my turn? I have not shown restraint. My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath, yet I bow to you. I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. Alright, itchy nose. Oh, mate, these hiccups. Okay. Okay, buddy. Chill. Emergency decelerator. Oof. If the elevator breaks down again, make sure to use the stream engine and build up pressure before channeling it into the machinery. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chambers. The meters should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set accordingly to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Oh, mate. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. That's what she said. Oh, mate. Really annoying. Another tree just fell down. Hell yeah. Okay, so the study is done. these hiccups, dude. Voice box is gonna explode soon. I can feel it. What was that? Huh? Okay, machine room is next, so yeah, I need the key. I'm not sure. Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Curiosity, not curiosity. Don't you think that's a word?
This is another one of those contrast levels, this time calming the player down for what will happen once the elevator is finally running. The map is still dark though, giving a bit of foreboding for what is about to happen.
So you're saying that as soon as I turn the elevator on, I am in for the time of my life with jump scares? You get in. Sounds amazing.
1839. Today I went to the university looking for answers. I was able Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
Okay, mate. Okay, I'm not quite sure like what to exactly do here, but maybe there's something down below that tell me what to do.
When I first saw the concept art for this level, I was pretty happy because I think it looked very interesting, with all the pipes coming from random places and going throughout the level. But I was also a little bit worried because it looked so time consuming to create all the pieces and placing them in the level. In the end, I was right about that because it did take a lot of time to make everything fit together. But I also think it was worth it because it's a very interesting looking level, and we also use the same pipe system for other levels. As for all the pipes in this level, I modeled and textured them in Maya. I think there are 26 different pieces of pipes that I made. I had to import the wall pieces used in this level into Maya as well, and make a temporary little map to check the pipes were correct length and all. I also had to make sure all the pipes snap and align well at 0.25 meters in every axis, otherwise placing all the pipes in the level would be nearly impossible. As for creating the texture for the pipes, it was pretty easy because I went with a simple kind of rusty metal look. And when that was done, I started with the pipe work in the level. As you can see, there are a lot of pipes in this level. After this map was done, you could say I pretty much became the plumber of the team. And for some reason, I got most of the pipe related levels scheduled to me.
No need to add more coal, okay. Okay, so what happens now? cog. Pick it up. Jesus. Okay, awesome. So I'm guessing I've got to go find some cogs. I need to find 2 more. Ah.
14th of July, 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle. Signed, Alexander. What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for elevator machinery. Make sure you only discard the ones which are badly damaged to keep the others in the inner study rooms. And keep the others in the inner storage... inner study rooms in case all 3 would crack again. What? I get it. %, this game is by far the scariest I've played. By far. Plus these hiccups don't help either. The machinery needs to run before it will work. Oh, needs to work before it can run. Before it will run. Well, it's either something to do with this, the either crush your brushes. Okay. Oh, I see. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold on, what's 4? Shit. That maybe? Oh mate, this is... Ugh. These hiccups are getting on my nerves. Okay, so... Put that one in there. Okay. And then... Let's go turn on the machinery, see if it'll actually turn on and work this time. I mean, it should, since I've put in the rod. No, okay. I gotta do something with those levers on the top floor. Okay, so I'll do 1, 2. Actually do that too. I don't know. 2, 3. Oh, I actually don't know how this works, to be honest. See if there's anything in my controller died. Great. Okay, no meters available. Here we go, we can see better. Okay, so we got 1, 2. I'm not sure if that's a 3, 4, 5. Let me get rid of that 3. Go. What do I have now? 9. Great. What? I don't. I don't know if that's a 4. Hold on. Let me look at what the 4 for Roman numeral is. I believe it's V1. Because I think 1V is 6. No, actually, no, I think 1V is 4. Because you got the V before, after the, like, because V is 5, you got the V after the 1. Whereas 5, you got the 1 before. With 6, I think you've got the V before the 1. So, I don't know though. I think it is, but I think it's 1V. Okay, yeah, so 4 is 1V, okay. Wait, but there's 6 levers. Oh yeah, never mind. That's that, so it's either that one, or that one, or that 2. I don't know, that one's 3 right there. So it's either, it's got this 5 right here. That's it, right?
Taste.
Yes, I think I did it.
Damascus rose.
What? What do you mean? My poor chest. Okay, so 1, 2. Oh, okay, we'll try that 2 right there. I think I've done it. I don't know. Man. Oh god damn it. The machinery needs more work. Oh, oh. What kind of more work? More work. I don't get it. What kind of more weight does it need? I put in the coal, put in the cogs, and this seems right. Like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Wait. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Try that first. And then we'll try the other two. So, we'll push the lever up to the other two and see if that one works. Nope. I don't understand now. I honestly don't. One, two. See, like the four's got to be right because there's no other four on the actual thing itself. So that has to be right. There's multiple threes, there's multiple twos, fives and ones. So I think anything other than the four is correct. No, anything other than the four is wrong. Okay. Oh. Oh. Wait, hold on. I remember that, hold on, that one thing. Notes, the machine equipment memo. No, that's not it. Elevator machine instruction. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure inside the chamber. The meter should read up 8. Wait, so does that mean they both have to equal 8 on top and bottom? If we do... so there's 6 levers, so if we do 3 bottom, so do something like this, so we do 2. Wait. So if we do 4, then a 3, and then a 1. Then we can do 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we can do a 4 or a 5, a 2, and a 1. Okay, so we need that one there and that 4 there, so we can probably put this down here, put that up there. Okay, that's 6. That can't be there. Can it? Wait, what if we do this? 4, 5, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. 3, 6, 7, 8. What if we do this? That's not gonna be right. Okay, so we could do 6. Ooh, wait. Okay, so if we do 1, oh shit, 1, 5, so that's 5, 6, and then we do 7 and 8, so we get rid of that 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8, no, that's 10. Oh, but this is so... I did a puzzle like this with my friend Xander on a game called We Are Here on Steam. Oh mate, it wasn't exactly like this. It was, yeah, a lot easier, but well, at first we found it difficult as heck, but then yeah, it was like really easy after that. We stuck on it for like an hour. Great. We do 4. Well, no, we need to get rid of the high numbers down here. So we need to get rid of this. There's 6. And if we do... Oh, done it. 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8, and then 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8.
Something is wrong. Oh, so wrong.
So I did have to do 8 on top, 8 on bottom. Now if we start the machine, it should work. Come on, start, yes! Where'd all this come from? Oh! The fuck? I'm feeling like Houdini, what's this? What the fuck? Let's go. Now I'm in for the time of my life with jump scares apparently. Strange left, okay.
This elevator ride is actually constructed like one at a Swedish theme park. It's not the elevator that
I'm sitting
moves,
up for this.
but the wall. I assume movies use the same trick a lot.
What? Well.
responsibilities as a Baron is that of a prison warden. This is where criminals are locked up.
Like a dungeon?
Very much so. Come, don't linger.
The second chapter introduces the dungeon-based set. It was designed to look older and more worn than the castle-based set. It's supposed to show the original pieces of the castle that hasn't been rebuilt over time like the newer areas. The original pieces for the set were a bit blocky due to the tiling, but as special pieces were added, you could start to build more varied levels. In the final game, we're using the dungeon-based set for prisons, shrines, and sewers.
Oh yeah, this is how physics works, 100%. You can easily push a big rock by moving it with a little rock. Was that a Minotaur? What was...
Previously in the game, it has been all about events in the past, but with these prison levels we wanted to bring it to the present, and many events experienced are happening here and now. An example of this is a prisoner being dragged off at the start of the level. Here also starts the most encounter-intense part of the game, and we were a bit unsure on how much enemies we could add. We added what we thought was enough, but after some testing and feedback, we decided to add even more. The amount of encounters experienced depends a bit on how you play the level, but hopefully you should feel constantly oppressed. Since this was the last level that this enemy has a greater part in, we did not fear overusing it either, so I think the amount of enemies here is pretty nice.
Oil, need that. I have sweet oil, nice. Dude, get off my screen. I think being here is a bad idea because of the torch, the candle. So how's my heart doing? Still good? Heading pounding. Yeah, should be good now. Really, man? Come on. Oh shit.
But Mother, I don't want to leave without you.
Hurry, child. You must go. Find Gabriel, the Outrider, and tell him to alert the King's men.
No, you come too.
Please, we don't have time to make the hole any wider.
But...
Someone is coming. Hurry. I'll cover the hole with the bed. Everything will be fine. I promise.
At least now that's a place I can go to. Oh, maybe I can use this, the hollow needle. Nope. This? Nope.
Where is she? Where did she go?
No. Oh, tell. I'll never tell you.
You're just making things worse. Look, this is no place for a young girl all by herself. She could be hurt or worse. There's no telling what horrors await down there.
What's that? A chipper. What's a chipper? I reckon you see it on this. Yes.
So wrong.
I don't think I can go anywhere else. Hammer, maybe. Yep. Oh wait, actually, I might be able to use the hammer and the chisel on that other door with the lock. If I can get through, then maybe I can go ahead and do that, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Okay, let's see. No, I can't. Okay. Left is best. No, it's not. Right is right.
A goal with this level is trying to get the player feel a bit claustrophobic. First off, we start the level in a tight space, letting the feeling hit you directly. Then the idea was to actually decrease the horizontal view, squeezing the view together. But it became a bit problematic, and we felt that the design of the level was enough. It is very dark and can be hard to find your way. Which is actually kinda surprising, since the level has a really simple design, but because of some dead ends and similar looking locations, it can be quite hard to navigate. In the end, we also put up some signs to help the player along and get the right balance between annoyance and disorientation. It's quite hard when you want to expose the player to negative feelings that we might make them quit the game. But it's a fine line to thread, and I'm sure not everybody will get the right experience. But I guess that's just one of those risks you will have to take in the interactive media.
Well, I'm glad I don't get claustrophobic then.
This pig was the first object that I ever tried to rig as a ragdoll, and I'm pretty satisfied with the end result. I'm a little rusty when it comes to making organic creatures like this, so this was basically the only model that I had as a little ongoing project that I could get back to work on when I had some time off from other work. All other models are pretty much on a tight deadline, so it was nice to have this model that I could get back to work on from time to time, almost as practice. When I started to model the pig corpse, I thought right away that I needed to do it right from the beginning, so I googled a lot of pig pictures. So since we wanted a rotten look to it, you can imagine I found a lot of weird pictures. Other than the look of the model, the only difference from creating a prop is the fact that you have to plan the mesh, so it's nice for animations as well as good for importing to a sculpting program, like a Mudbox or ZBrush. In those applications you add details.
2nd of August,
much like
1839. I have arrived at the village of... I've arranged they are
normal
dead.
map that you use for the in-game model. I used ZBrush in this case, and I was happy to use it because my skills in that application started to fade away. Creating the texture for the pig wasn't the easiest thing to do. because it isn't easy to find good reference pictures of rotten pigs with moisty skin. The biggest issue was in fact getting the skin to look unhealthy, but I think it turned out pretty nice, even though it could need a little more work. But to be able to put in more work, we need to have more time and resources. And as a small indie company, that isn't something we have. For the ragdoll, I had to first set it up, the 3D program I use, called Maya. I created a skeleton for the pig, skinned it so that each part of the big model moves with the correct bone. After that, I used our in-house model editor to set it up with bodies with weights for each individual part, like the legs, head, and body. Then I connected it all together using joints. When done right and with correct weights for each body part, it works quite nicely.
Going in or not? I guess no. Okay, let's. I missed one diary. I've got every single one so far, apart from the haunted one, which I believe I could have entered that door with the hammer and chisel. I had the lockpick on that one. I have arrived at the village of Ulstad. It's a haven in the midst of a vast forest, and it's the last stop before my final destination, Castle Brennenburg. It's late in the evening, and the outrider, who has been in there with the coach since Bremen, advised me to wait until morning before I venture further. I have arranged for a bed at Dalmill, the village's only inn, and I am now waiting for the sun to rise. I try to sleep, but as I close my eyes, I see the men who fell victim in London. My fear and shame forces me to witness the same scenes over and over. They are dead because of me. There's another page, I know there's. Oh no. Storage. There's a guy trapped under there, and he's alive. Okay, let's go storage.
Is he safe? Well, it's for his own good.
3rd of August, 1839. I feel like I have fled the world and all its worries. Brennenburg is a majestic creation perched upon a forest-clad hill with towers reaching well above even the highest pine trees. Following the winding road leading to the gates gives the impression of discovering something forgotten, as if journeying with Marco Polo to the hidden Xanadu. Alexander, the Baron, is a peculiar but gracious man. He seems well versed in worldly matters, and is not at all as eccentric as I assumed. My room is exquisite, and I'm confident that no hotel for miles could even hope to match it. As the sun sets on Brennenburg, its fairy tale varnish turns to an eerie gloom. Alexander's strange servants are never far away. They are a quiet lot, and their behavior could only be described as skulking. Alexander seems pleased by my presence. As he puts it, it seems like I got here just in time.
What does that mean?
Soon we'll be ready. Let there be enough time. He escaped? Where is he now?
I was about to say, what am I stuck on? Okay. I should check that way as well. Glass jar, I'm guessing I've got to put the poison, the acid in the kitchen in that. But that's just the just a guess, I guess. Just a guess, I guess. I'm hidden. Oh. Just I wanna get it on a chair. Yes. Damn. Well, that scared me. I'm kind of lost, to be honest. You know, I definitely didn't come this way, so.
Hey, you! Stop!
Don't come any closer. I just want to leave.
You can't go outside. It's too dangerous.
I'm telling Gabriel.
I doubt that very much.
Huh? Why? I don't know where I came out from. This is the kitchen's over this way, but it's collapsed. Oh, no, it hasn't. Never mind. Oh yeah. Okay. No, I remember. Bro, man. Now what do I use this on? Maybe the pig? The locks. I don't know. Anyway guys, I'm gonna leave the stream, I'm gonna end the stream here. I'll probably stream this again tomorrow, but I'm not really sure. I may want a break from all the jump scares I've had during the stream, but I don't know, I might not, but it all depends really. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in and hearing my hiccups. And yeah, I will see you all in the next episode, I guess.